Yo, Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. I'm doing this for the punk rockers. I'll tell you what, yeah, I ruffled a couple of feathers on my Dead Kennedys reaction. The last one I did, because I didn't feel it was as good as the debut LP. It was Plastic Surgery Disasters. Maybe it was one of them records I needed to allow grow on me, which I'm sure it was, because there's a little more depth, which I obviously wasn't paying attention to. I wasn't involved in the lyrical content and so on and so forth. But on the cover, it said "In God We Trust Inc." at the bottom. And I thought that was part of the record. But little did I know, we had a separate record here, which could be lots of fun, given the songs are very brief and short, and I think it will really showcase the hardcore punk in the Dead Kennedys. I mean, we've got Nazi Punk's F Off on this record, so without further ado, you're listening to Des at King of the Pit TV. Yo, link down in the description will allow you to check out all of my full album commentaries. Don't waste your time waiting for me to upload everything you need. It's already on there. This first one's Religious Vomit. Let's go. Let's go. I'll tell you what, right? The Dead Kennedys must have been young at this point, or I've just got everything incorrect, because I wouldn't have thought Jello would have written a song like this, like an anti-religion song. To such like a sort of stereotypical punk rock degree. I thought it would have had a little more depth to it, a little more, historical context and so forth, because the Dead Kennedys tended to go a little bit deeper. A little bit like how Rage Against the Machine does it. I don't know if it's just the recordings I'm listening to, but the production value's crap. But I say that not in a bad way. It's not detrimental purely because this sound of music doesn't need to be well produced. If anything, it's better when it's not, so. That was hardcore. Yeah, we're getting into the punk rock here. Now, this is what I was looking for in Plastic Surgery Disasters, although Plastic Surgery Disasters is a lot more mature of a sound. But then again, I'm judging off of one song. Let's keep it moving. We've got Moral Majority coming up next, alright? Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're listening to the Dead Kennedys' In God We Trust Incorporated record. I had never seen or heard of this record before until you beautiful people referenced it in regards to me listening to Plastic Surgery Disasters. So this one's entitled Moral Majority. Let's just jump straight in. The last one was just a bloody hardcore rager, wasn't it? Let me know if this is the actual production of the record or if it's just sort of been deteriorated by YouTube.
To pay tribute to our Lord and money unto me. O Lord in heaven, let us pray. You TV viewers, give me your praise.
Is this the tune? This is wild.
What the you
Guitar sounds like a chainsaw. It's mad when it comes to hardcore punk like this, like roots, no nonsense, no frills, as basic as it can be. There's 3 chords, 1 rhythm, and half of how good it is comes down to how you enjoy the quality of the production. From there, we do have the lyrical content / vocal tone. You know what I mean? The way the words are phrased and who's fronting the band. I mean, that is like the be all in regards to the general, you know what I mean, person who might just enjoy putting on music and listening to it. I'm a little bit different because I was a guitarist before I was like a singer or into lyrics and stuff, so I always pick out on the guitars first and foremost. But yeah, I just sort of went off on one there. But what I'm trying to get across is like when it comes to 3 chord punk rock music, it has all been done before. So the magic is in the production and the sound engineer and your subjective taste as to whether it sounds good to you or not, and I think that's pretty interesting. There we go. So obviously the record is in regards to the worship of the superficial and the money and the so forth. There is a well, this song in particular was, and obviously the artwork represents that, but we did have an anti-religious song to start off, which I said on the last track, I was very surprised. I didn't see the Dead Kennedys writing such a blatant, sort of respectfully childish song, because I always thought they were big brain individuals who were writing songs very indirectly, still fulfilling the same, you know, conceptual criteria, you know, an anti-religion song, but doing so in a manner as to where we were sort of going through a history lesson of some sorts and learning a few things along the way. We've got Hyperactive Child coming up next, 40 seconds long. There's King of the Pit TV signing in. This is Dead Kennedys, In God We Trust Incorporated. This one's tapped Hyperactive Child. If we haven't got too much to comment on, such as the comment section, we'll also listen to Capone Factory. Is that it? Capone Factory? I don't know. Let's go.
Hyperactive Child, take 4.
I got a different air. I can't get so okay. You know I know you're school, but that's why you drag me here. You're hyperactive child. Get what that you do wild. Gonna calm you down. Down next to her a bit. Drag me to the floor. Blowing down my pants. I'm on it all on my back. From my brain into a trance. My hyperactive child. Got too much of a mind. Wouldn't you rather be happy? Now this will hurt a bit. Cameras in the hall. No windows, just brick walls. Pledge allegiance to a flag. No, you won't be.
There we go. What can I say? Honestly, what can I say? Blazing. So this is from In God We Trust Inc., but even when it states album on the literal copywriting, it states Plastic Surgery Disaster / In God We Trust Inc. So were these B-side recordings that essentially took a more punk element and, you know, fulfilled the hardcore criteria as opposed to, you know, the little more experimental, more inspired, riffy sort of surf rock element of the band? What's the deal with this record? Because it seems like it is in association with Plastic Surgery Disasters, and I don't know much about this band or the history of this band, so I'd like to know. Right, Let's keep it moving. Cap One Factory. I've probably said that incorrectly, but you know. Des, King of the Pit TV. We're listening to the Dead Kennedys. I've said this song title now about 4 times, and I think I've got it wrong every time. So let me know how I pronounce the title. All right. I have always wondered at the beginning if that was a tambourine in time to the guitar note. There's only one way to find out. Let's go. Come on.
I believe in some paper, the barrels and give away. The shiny looking at some fingers. Gonna find out thing in the windows. It's a keep on pushing men and man, keep on pushing men and man, trying to keep on factories and paper in the back countries. Now I got these willing headaches. Get quiet, get it up no more. I can't sleep, but it's driving me crazy. Shake out the MC double. Yeah, keep on pushing men and man, keep on pushing men and man, trying to keep on factories and people in the back countries. Go down to your pick and bully the same out to your brand and low. Gonna grab you by your sacred skull and rack to keep on that attitude. The lawyers said that's right, kid. They're not interrupt the rest of your life. If you don't sue, we'll give you a trans down. You'll never have to shake all the time. Cause I'm not keep on pushing men, I'm not a keep on pushing men, I'm not a drive me keep on factory. Yeah!
Sounds like a radio recording. Like if you were hearing a live session across the radio. That vocal at the end definitely sounded like that. These aren't live recordings, are they? Because it very well could be. I was going to say something, but I've completely forgotten what. Yeah, as far as Jello's vocals, I know a surprising amount of people who do like the Dead Kennedys. Not in the sense that they really rate them and put them on and listen to them all the time, but in reference to the Dead Kennedys, say, yeah, I like that band, So I think there's something for this band for people in punk rock music. And I'm not speaking in regards to this record in particular, because I don't think many people know about this. You know, but I think people know about the hit songs and, you know what I mean, their sound as a whole, the whole surf rock guitar sort of thing. People find quite cool. I'm not going to speak on other people's behalves, but I'm just making assumptions given the majority of people I know who are into punk and hardcore and stuff like tough stuff. And I'd be very surprised if they got behind Jello's vocals personally, because, you know, I can see it being very divisive. You know, there's a lot of, I say close-minded respectfully, purely as it's not their taste to like vocals outside of the extreme box, but there are a lot of mosh heads who are into like, you know, metal influenced hardcore music and stuff, and I don't think they'd feel Jello's vocals too much. I mean, even I think they could be a bit harsher for my own personal tastes. I don't mind a softer vocal and a more coherent vocal, but Jello's vocals in particular, for me, they are a bit hit or miss. Or should I say missed? I'll be honest with you. I'd give his vocal 3 out of 10 in my opinion. And I don't say that to say he sounds like a 3 out of 10. I say it in my world in regards to my tastes and what I like to hear. That's how fair this vocal is. I don't really like the vocals too much. But that's my opinion. I'd prefer him if he was a bit harsher on him, but not everything has to be harsh, you know what I mean? Especially in punk rock, if anything, it's nice when it's reeled back a little bit and they're not trying to be as extreme as human possibly. Let's keep it moving. We've got Dog Bite coming up next at 1 minute 16, and then we've got a massive song after that, which will be exciting. I've not heard that one in a minute. So this one's Dog Bite. Des, King of the Pit TV, signing in. We're listening to In God We Trust, Inc. Only song on the album not written by Jello. Klaus made a great one. Here we go. This one's entitled Dog Bite. Let's go.
Hold it, it's too slow. Stop right! And my leg! Not right! Supposed to beg! Stop right! And my leg! Not right! Supposed to fail to do the realization of your wide navigation. Stop right! And my leg! Not right! Supposed to beg!
You know what? I think the drummer can't keep up with the intensity of that guitar. I think if that drummer was a little more fancy in this tempo, I'd be having a better audio experience as far as the instrumental goes. I really do like the guitars, but it feels like the guitars are so blazingly fast and the drummer feels like the drummer's not matching up. Of course he is on tempo, but it's not fruity enough for me, you know? There's not enough flavour in there to cover the intensity of them guitars.
Stop right! And my leg! Stop right! Let's go! Stay through the realization underwater navigation. Stop right! And my leg! Not right! Push my bed! Stop right! And my leg! Not right! Let's go!
Has anybody seen the Dead Kennedys live? I'd like to know who they were playing with and when you saw them. Let's keep it moving. We've got Nazi Punk's F Off. And then we've got quite a long song at 4 minutes 32. We've got a bigger problem. Let's keep it rolling. Yes now. Bless now. Des, King of the Pit TV signing in. We're just flying through a quick 8 tunes. Alright. Punk ain't no religious cult. Pink. Punk means thinking for yourself. You ain't hardcore when you spike your hair. When it's a jock that lives inside your head. Nice punks. Nice punks. Nice punks. Nice punks. If you wanna fight, get out of here. You're no better than bosses. Nice punks. Nice punks. I know this one. Let's get into it. Let's have a listen and see if there's aught to comment on.
Fuck Off, overproduced by Martin Hannett, take 4.
But they don't really let yourself. Punk makes saying for yourself. Get hardcore when you smack your hair. When Johnson lives inside your head. Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks. Fuck off! Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks. Fuck off! If you're not fight, get out of here. You ain't no better than the bouncers. We ain't trying to be police, so you ain't the cops. It ain't anarchy. Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks. Fuck off! Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks. Fuck off! That's your point, what a man! They fight each other, the police they wins! Stop your backs when you trash our holes! Trash your bank if you got real balls! There's nothing like to go, so cool! Real Nazis when new school, like coaches, businessmen, and cops, and the real boys, we can be the first to go! Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks! Fuck off! Nazi punks, Nazi punks, Nazi punks! Fuck off! You've been the first to go, you've been the first to go, you've been the first to go! What lets you think?
Covered by Napalm Death. I think that was the most popular cover of this song. That was the most popular song on this little EP. Or at least it's the only one that sort of got fed into my ears on this EP. I think it's a great tune. I think the composition is a lot better. The production oddly sounds a lot better. But it's a lot more full. They've got the gang chants in there on the chorus line. And the vocal, we were speaking earlier in regards to me, I would prefer if the vocal line, if Jello's vocals were a little harsher, a little tougher, a little more intensified as opposed to his normal approach. And it's delivered in this song. It's delivered. And so I really like this tune. I think the lyrical content's good. It's all very audible. It's catchy. And it's relatable to an extent. I mean, over here in England, you know, unless you go into a bloody Blood and Honour event or something like that, you're not really going to get any Nazis turning up, in all honesty. You might get someone with right-wing political views and that, but overall, you're not going to get anyone that far right that they are considered a problem within the circuit. It's very, very rare. So I can't really get behind, you know, the literal sense of thinking, oh, I can relate to this so much. But I think it's cool. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a great showcase as to not only the time, but the roots that created, you know, what one. Well, to be honest with you, I say roots. There's a lot of right-wing hardcore acts around this time, right? A lot of popular hardcore bands, you know, were blatantly right-wing. I think nowadays you can't really pull that off, but in regards to the 80s, you know what I mean? Especially in New York and around places like that. From what I'm aware, there's a lot of bands like that. But anyway, I'm not here to talk politics because I know fuck all about politics. It's a good tune. I've only seen one swastika armband in my life, and that was at a nightclub. And that person got ejected with the quickness. And that's my experience with Nazi punk. So there we go. Let's keep things moving. We've got a bigger problem coming up next. All right. Shout out to Gaza Davis, by the way, who's uploading these videos. Let's keep it moving. Des, King of the Pit TV, signing in. I was going to say this one's Gaza Davis. It's not, but it's by Gaza Davis. It's been uploaded by Gaza Davis. So shout out to Big Man Gaz. We've got a bigger problem. Track number 7 of 8. In God We Trust. Best punk song ever, says Ben Hansen. Who's Sasha Vice? Oh, Sasha Vice has agreed. We've got a bloody little conversation going on in this comment section.
Last call for alcohol. Last call for your freedom of speech. Drink up. Happy hour is now enforced by law. Don't forget our house special. It's called the Tricky Dicky Screwdriver. It's got 1 part Jack Daniels, 2 parts purple Kool-Aid, and a jigger of formaldehyde from the jar with Hitler's brain in it we got in the back storeroom.
No Effects were a really early band, weren't they? No Effects came about a lot earlier than what I thought they were. Did No Effects take influence from the Dead Kennedys? Because No Effects do have a few No Effects are a quirky band, but Dead Kennedys have quirky elements that I could imagine would inspire a band like No Effects. Like this reminds me of something No Effects would do.
Ronald Reagan, born again with fascist cravings. Still, you make the president.
This is another song they did, isn't it? The California Uber Allies, right?
Human rights will soon go away. I'm now your Charlie. Now I command all of you. Now you're gonna parade in school. And I'll make sure that Christian too. California, Uber Alice. California, Uber Alice. Uber Alice, California. Uber Alice, California.
This is like something No Effects were doing it. They did it with Straight Edge by Minor Threat.
Cause the slam will control you. Still you think it's natural. Never nothing but a master race. Still you wear a happy face. Because your eyes can't happen here. Alexander Hagen.
His vocals sound really good when they're harsh like this. I think these vocals sound a lot better than, you know, what he tends to go for. It sounds like the frontman of the band Ceremony. You ever listen to Ceremony? If you're into Dead Kennedys, check out the early works by a band called Ceremony. Well, not even the early works. Check out albums like Roanoke Park by a band called Ceremony. Fucking sick, man. Jangly guitars and vocals like this.
I want you back, you stay. Johnny Army, you will pay. Johnny Army, you will pay. California, Uber Alice. California. California, Everest, Everest, California, Everest, California.
Quality. Come on. Was this the original, or is this a different variation of that song? What's going on with this tune?
Yeah, that's it. Just relax. Have another drink. A few more pretzels. A little more MSG. Turn on those Dallas Cowboys on your TV. Lock your doors. Close your mind. It's time for the 2-minute warning.
Come on, it's gonna explode again.
Welcome to 1984. Are you ready for the Third World War? You too will meet the secret police. They'll draft you and they'll jail your niece. You'll go quietly to boot camp. They'll shoot you dead, make you a man. Don't you worry, it's for a cause. Feeding global corporations cause. Die on a brand new poison gas. A double door Afghanistan. Making money for President Reagan. Making money for President Reagan. And all the friends of President Reagan. California, Everest, California, Everest, Everest, California, Everest, California.
That was brilliant. That was really good. That track sounded fantastic with that production. That sounded really good. It seemed from Nazi Punk's F Off, the production value just started to work a lot better. Let's keep it moving. We've got last tune, Rawhide. Des, King of the Pit TV signing in and signing out. We're listening to the Dead Kennedys. This is the last track of the EP. Some might call it an album. It's got 8 tunes. This is entitled Rawhide. If you want to check out all the full album reactions from the moment I upload them, don't waste your time waiting on YouTube. Click the link in the description. This one's Rawhide. Let's finish off. Come on.
Damn, well, let's do a tune called Rawhide, okay? Goddamn tape's rolling. Let's go.
Let's move about.
Cowpunk.
1, 2, 3, 4. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. Roll fingers swollen. Keep them doggers rolling. Keep them doggers rolling. Keep them doggers rolling. Run. Don't try to understand them. Just hold open range. To live and live high and wild. Keep moving, moving, moving. No, that's disapproving. Keep them doggers moving. Keep them doggers moving. Keep them doggers moving.
there we go. A unique little number just to finish it off. I didn't think too much of that tune. It's not my sound. I call that cowpunk. That sound characterized by the rolling on the snare and so forth. It's just generally not my sound. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna sign out there. This was not a bad record. Not a bad record. Track 6 and 7, best tunes on record. I got a little bit of a Misfits Earth AD feeling from the first tunes, purely as it was hardcore punk, but it wasn't necessarily full of character for me, so all I could pick up on was 3 chords and, you know, the frontman who I wasn't necessarily too fussed about, and I got that same sort of feeling when I was listening to Earth AD, but, you know, it's good music at the end of the day. I didn't hate it, I did dislike it. But yeah, I like the harsher vocals a little more, when he adds a bit of edge to it, a bit of grit to it, but each to their own. I'm signing out, people. One love. I'll see you on the flip side. Goodbye.